1 hour ago, Princess Leonor's arrival in Denmark stunts royal fans from Spain. Airports are meant to be places of routine, arrivals, departures, quiet reunions, and simple goodbyes. But today, the quiet halls of Copenhagen Airport became the stage for something entirely different. A sudden wave of flashes, applause, and stunned silence filled the air. Princess Leonor of Spain, the heir to the Spanish throne, had just arrived in Denmark, and her presence stunned not only Danish royal watchers, but also millions of fans back home in Spain who did not see this coming. Why Denmark? Why now? And why is this moment already being called one of the most symbolic encounters of Europe's young royals in recent history? The answer is not just about travel, but about love, alliances, and the shifting balance of royal families in a new era. From the very first sight of Leonor stepping onto Danish soil, it was clear this was no ordinary visit. Dressed with effortless elegance, she carried herself not only as the daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, but as Spain's future queen, ready to meet the world with confidence. The Danish press was quick to highlight her poise, her charm, and her ability to command attention without a single word spoken. Yet, behind the smiles and photographs lies a deeper story, one that ties together two nations, two royal families, and the emotions of millions watching from afar. The Spanish fans were stunned for a reason. Few expected Leonor to travel quietly to Denmark at this particular moment. For months, speculation has swirled around her personal life, her military training, and her rumored closeness with Prince Christian of Denmark. Could this trip mark a personal milestone? Or is it purely an official gesture, strengthening the bond between Spain and Denmark as their heirs prepare to inherit thrones in the not-so-distant future? To understand the weight of this arrival, we must look at the history. Spain and Denmark share centuries of intertwined royal connections, marriages, alliances, and moments where destiny seemed to bridge the gap between the Iberian Peninsula and Scandinavia. In modern times, however, this bond has rarely been in the spotlight, until now, when Leonor's sudden arrival reignites the conversation. For the Spanish public, the shock was not just in the travel itself, but in the timing. Leonor is in the midst of her intense military training, preparing for her future role as Commander-in-Chief of Spain's armed forces. Every step of her training has been carefully documented, each appearance a reminder of her duty. So, why Denmark now? Was this planned long ago, or is it connected to a growing personal bond between her and Christian, the Danish crown prince? Royal watchers immediately noticed the subtle details. The choice of Denmark, the warmth of her reception, the way Christian's presence seemed to align perfectly with her arrival. These are not coincidences in royal life, they are carefully orchestrated moments with both personal and political resonance. And yet, it is the emotional undercurrent that makes this story captivating. The idea of a Spanish princess and a Danish prince, both heirs, both young, both admired by millions, crossing paths in such a visible way, this is the kind of royal narrative that ignites global fascination. The fans in Spain reacted with equal parts pride and curiosity. Social media exploded within minutes, with hashtags about Leonor's arrival trending in Madrid, Barcelona, and across Europe. People asked, is this a royal visit, or the beginning of a royal love story? And if it is love, what does that mean for the Spanish crown? What would a marriage between Spain and Denmark symbolize for Europe, for tradition, and for the modern image of monarchy? Each answer leads to new questions, and each moment sparks deeper speculation. That is the beauty, and the burden, of being Leonor. Every choice she makes is watched, every gesture interpreted, every trip scrutinized for meaning beyond the obvious. Inside Denmark, the arrival was celebrated as a symbol of closeness. Danish media painted Leonor as not only a visiting princess, but as someone who could very well play a central role in Denmark's royal story in the years to come. The connection with Prince Christian is undeniable, not confirmed, not official, but deeply felt by the public. Together, they represent the future of monarchy, modern yet steeped in tradition, admired not just for their titles but for their humanity. Meanwhile, in Spain, Leonor's presence abroad stirred emotions of pride, but also tension. Some traditionalists question whether such close ties to another royal family could complicate her duties at home. Others embrace the possibility, seeing in her visit not a distraction, but a sign of strength, a young queen forging bonds and building bridges before her reign even begins. And then there is the emotional perspective. Imagine Leonor herself, balancing the weight of expectation with her own personal journey. To the world, she is a symbol. To her family, she is a daughter. To Spain, she is a future queen. And in Denmark, she may be something more, a young woman finding connection, understanding, and perhaps even love in a foreign land. This is where the curiosity deepens. If Leonor and Christian's connection continues to grow, what would it mean for Europe's monarchy? A union between Spain and Denmark could reshape alliances, redefine traditions, and captivate the imagination of millions. Yet, if it is merely a visit, a symbolic moment of friendship, it still carries the power to inspire a generation that sees in Leonor not just a royal, but a reflection of their own hopes and dreams. The arrival stunned fans because it blurred the line between personal and official, between tradition and modernity. It reminded the world that behind the glittering titles and ceremonial appearances are real lives, real choices, and real emotions. Leonor's trip to Denmark is more than a royal visit, it is a chapter in an unfolding story that intertwines destiny, duty, and the possibility of love. And so, as the cameras flash and the fans continue to react, one thing is certain, this moment will not be forgotten. It will be replayed, reanalyzed, and reimagined as part of Leonor's journey from princess to queen. A journey that is now tied, in ways both public and private, to Denmark, to Christian, and to the global stage of monarchy itself. For now, the world waits. Was this visit a sign of things to come? Or simply a reminder that Europe's future queens and kings are already stepping into the spotlight, reshaping history one unexpected moment at a time? Only time will tell. But 1 hour ago, Princess Leonor's arrival in Denmark stunned royal fans, and in doing so, she reminded us why we watch, why we care, and why her story is one of the most captivating of our age.